Bon, salut. Je vais simplement vous partager cet article. Je crois que vous avez vu le titre, hein? The Democratic Republic of Congo, a giant that is being bullied by a little Rwanda. Vous comprenez ça là, hein? Republic Democratic of Congo, a giant that is being bullied by a little Rwanda. Donc, je vais le faire seulement en anglais. Donc, ce grand géant qui est en train de se faire brimer par le petit Rwanda. Hein, c'est ça le titre. Bon. Et là, c'est les gens de Pompidou. Hein. This is the people from Pompidou, / French. Okay. What they're saying here is this way. The Democratic Republic of Congo, helpless giant against Rwanda interference. The Central Africa country is unable to control the mineral-rich region on the eastern flank. It is Rwanda neighboring Israel largely instrumentalizing that instability with relative impunity. And this is an article that was written by Christopher Chatelot and published on January 31st, 2023 at 7 in the morning. As you can see, our title, we have called it the Democratic Republic of Congo, a giant that is being bullied by a little Rwanda. By a little Rwanda. So, because of, well, I do believe that this article will provide you more explanation. So I'm going to read it for everyone. Not for 30 years, in the aftermath of the 1994 genocide of the Tutsi in Rwanda, has the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the administrative region of the South Kivu and North Kivu, as well as the Ituri province, seen lasting peace. Fighting resumed in November 2021 with the return of the forefront of a rebellion that many thought was extinct. The March 23 movement, or M23, was created in 2010 officially to protect the Tutsi of the Congo. Just as a decade ago, Rwanda is accused for instrumentalizing the rebel group. The last violence has forced 450,000 people into the road and seen a dozen killed in just a few months. Kigali responsibility for the violence should not, however, conceal other causes. The chronic weakness, you have to get this, the chronic weaknesses of the Congolese government and the region ambition of the DRC neighboring Uganda. Here, I do believe the writer is trying to explain that the problem is happening with the giant. The Democratic Republic of Congo is a giant that is being bullied by the little Rwanda, is because there is a weakness government in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this is a main problem here. So there is no leadership in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Tshisekedi is a puppet that's been used to destroy that country, to allow countries such as Uganda, Rwanda to take over mineral of the DRC. And this is not coming from me. This is coming from this article written by Le Monde. Le Monde, I think it's a French newspaper. It's a French newspaper. In just a few offensive, the M23 has dislodged the Congolese army from several of its bases under a passive gauges of the Blue Army of the United Nations Organization Stabilizing Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. MONUSCO, what they're calling here. A contingent of some 15,000 men deployed in the DRC since 2002 with relatively little success. As you can see that the United Nations contingent that was deployed in the DRC did not make any difference. The M23 is still in a powerful position, and they are destroying the army that belonged to the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. The rebels have taken control of a large area north of the city of Goma, limited in the east by the Ugandan border. Many of the historic M23 fighters had taken refuge in the Uganda after the military defeat in 2012. So as you can see on what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda is playing a huge role on destabilizing that country in the east side. Uganda is working together with Rwanda. What that mean? It means like the Ugandan president Museveni is part of this deal. Is working in a great relationship with Kagame. Both of them, dictator, criminal, they are providing death to the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo in the east side. Why? Because they want to control natural resources, mineral. This is the main goal. That's why they are feeding the M23 rebel with huge, heavy military equipment, guns, arms, so they can keep fighting the population, the civilian, and the army, which is very weak. The Democratic Republic of Congo army is very weak because of the power in Kinshasa, or there is a lack of political leadership in that country. You understand that, right? So it's me like the article here is talking about the M23. Every time they're retreating themselves, when they feel like they've been pushed hard, they will retreat themselves within Uganda, in Uganda. And the Ugandan government and army will protect them. And then after they will recuperate, become stronger, or they get good guns with the assistance of the Ugandan government, which is here Museveni. And then the M23 will go back again to the Democratic Republic of Congo and to do whatever they are doing right now, killing people, stealing money, spoliating the natural resources, together with Kagame. Rwanda is clearly designated by Kinshasa and by the UN panel of experts in charge of the crisis has the logistical, and ideological sponsor of M23. So I think you got that. So the article is saying here that Rwanda is being accused by Kinshasa and also by the United Nations panel of experts, as the Rwanda is providing all of this logistical equipment, ideal material, air guns, arm, heavy duty military equipment, personnel, and providing even what we call here artificial intelligence to this war. So the M23 keep taking winning ground there, pushing the people outside and taking the control of the natural resources. So that's what they're talking here. So again, the United States and France have also called on the Rwandan partner to stop its interference. Donc, here they're just saying that the French also, they try to call, which is French. The French are the partner of Rwanda. The United States of America is also partner for Rwanda. So they have called Kagame, so Kagame can stop. But did Kagame stop? No, he did not stop. He's keep doing it. And no sanction is being taken against Kagame. No sanction is being taken against Museveni. Why? That would push you to think. During a telephone call on the 1st day, January 19, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken again expressed his concern to the Angolan President João Lourenço and the auspice of whom a ceasefire and containment plan for M23 was drawn up in December 2022. So this is a joke, like we always say. Antony Blinken has a conversation with the president of Angola, and we also know that there was a ceasefire or something like that, like an agreement that was signed between the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and with Kagame. We've seen that on TV sometime, right? But do the M23 withdraw from that position? No. What that mean? Antony Blinken is playing with the life of the Congolese people, the life of people in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Antony Blinken is part of this game. And with a weak government right there in Kinshasa, who's going to be suffering is the population. That's why you're seeing what is happening there. Because the politicians do not have the leadership that us, the leader in the Congo Federation, have. All of them there in DRC politicians, they are all corrupted. They think that the solution will come from the United States of America. But the United States of America is part of a deal between Rwanda, Uganda, and splitting the country in so many fractions. So even though the article is saying that Antony Blinken, who is the Secretary of State, has spoken to João Lourenço, President of Angola, so the M23 rebel can withdraw from the Congo, from occupied territory. They have signed the agreement, but nothing's done on the ground. Why? Ask yourself a question. It's the game they're playing with the life of a people. And then you have to see their Pope the Catholic Pope going there, fianton, fianton, fianton. No? Okay, let's keep working here. Congolese incapacity. That's the article saying that. I'm just really reading, yeah. It's very tough to read. Congolese incapacity. Ever since the implementation of this agreement has called, the Congolese are therefore calling on the international community to exert more pressure on Rwanda to no avail. The Congolese incapacity is the expression of unfavorable balance of power. There is an unfavorable balance of power there, right? The former Zaire in the 19 times larger than the neighboring and 80 times more populous, right? Donc, here you're just saying that the Zaire is 90 times bigger than Rwanda. 90 times bigger than Rwanda. And 80 times more populous than that country. It has considerable unstable mineral resource, while Rwanda means assets. No? They're saying this is a huge country, a huge potential, mineral potential. But Rwanda has nothing. Rwanda is just a tiny country, skinny country, a skeleton country. And this is a giant Democratic Republic of Congo. And on the other side, you have a little Rwanda, like this, with a huge population. Rwanda is skinny population, you know. But the Democratic Republic of Congo is still crying before Rwanda. That pushes you to think hard. Something's wrong here. Something's fishy. You understand? It has considerable untapped mineral resource, while Rwanda means a sat. Agriculture is saturated by the high density of its population. This is a population of Rwanda, a very saturated population. They have a skinny area to do their agriculture. Right? For Kigali, the Congolese territory and the subsoil, underground and subsoil are converted objective of desire. So this is the French, they are talking about that. So Kigali here, the plan is clearly drawn, right? To go there, to take the land that does not belong to them, the land that is outside from the boundary, and also to take the natural resource. The mineral is underground, subsoil mineral. That's what Kagame is thinking. We have to shut down that guy, Kagame. You understand? According to official Rwanda's statistic, mining account for 14% of the country's total export, a level that far exceeds the nation's extraction capacity. So, this is a problem here. So, the statistic is showing that the mining account for 14%. of the country total export, whatever the country is selling outside through the mining, 14%. But that level exceeds the national extraction capacity. In April 2022 report, the NGO, which is the United Nations that belong to it, the NGO Global Witness noted that Congolese mineral, including those contributing to the conflict, constitute to be smuggling into Rwanda and export as Rwanda mineral. So this is a report coming from the United States, from the United Nations panel of experts, which is the NGO. So they're saying here that the mine, the natural resources, the mineral in the Democratic Republic of Congo is being stealing by the Rwanda and smuggling to Rwanda. So they steal in Rwanda, they steal in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the mineral will pass through Rwanda. And then from Rwanda, it's going to go overseas, big country. You understand? But how are they stealing it? How are they stealing this mineral? By gaining territory, killing the people who live in that territory, chasing them out of their village, keeping exploitation, exploration, production of natural resources. And this is a billion of dollars. It's been escaped from the Democratic Republic of Congo because of lack of leadership, because you have a weak guy like Tshisekedi Chilombo Felix, the son of Tshisekedi, who always eat, but always in the deal with foreign people, destroying their people, a weak leadership. They are always living in the deal. You understand? So the article is pretty clear. The NGO, I'm going to repeat it. This is for the report, for the NGO report, the NGO Global Witness. This was April report. April report, the NGO Global Witness noted that the Congolese mineral, including those contributing to the conflict, only this is a mineral coming from the conflict, the mineral that is fueling the conflict. This is the mineral of blood, like blood diamond, sometimes in Liberia. This is also coltan, blood coltan, right? Copper, blood copper, coming from the DRC. Titanium, blood, coming from the DRC. But it's fueling the killing of people, destroying of the life of the people. But this mineral is passing through Rwanda. So this is, I'm going to repeat again. April 2022 report, the NGO Global Witness noted that Congolese minerals, including those contributing to the conflict, continue to smuggle into Rwanda and export as Rwanda mineral. So they go into the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. They're killing the people, exploring minerals, and they smuggle that mineral into Rwanda. And then they can export it overseas as a Rwanda mineral. You understand what I'm saying? So Rwanda does not own the underground of Rwanda. There is no coltan, but Rwanda is number one of producing coltan. It's clear. And big corporation like Apple's, Microsoft, huge military industry, they are using that. what we call here blood coltan. Understand? And Rwanda is doing this. A little Rwanda is making a giant Democratic Republic of Congo to cry all the time. And no action is being taken. And stupid and idiot political leader of that country are talking about the diplomacy. In the meantime, the people are being killed. The natural resources are being stealing. They are losing their ground. And Tshisekedi is trying to sell to his people diplomacy. This is insane, man. Okay, during the last year of the Mobutu regime, the failing government, which no longer had the means to finance its war, granted local armed group and its regional allies the right to dip into the Congolese mining treasure as a payment for their military aid. So, so this is like, they're talking here about Kabila, who gave his partner Rwanda all of this country, who helped him to come and take power at that time when they kick out Mobutu in power. So he signed an agreement of providing his country mineral, right, to whatever military rebel group come to assist him to get the power. That's a normal, right? That's a business. That's what we will be doing. We are doing right now to our federation, right? This practice have become entrenched, giving rise to cross-border network of various rebellion. There are some 120 identical armed groups in the region. So this obviously, but what we can say here is the natural resources has brought, of a mineral has created some frustration from certain people to take guns to try to protect their community against the M23, against the Rwanda. And that's what this article is talking about, 120 identical armed group in the region. We do not believe that. This is like, these are the normal citizens are trying to protect their community, trying to protect the animals, right? Trying to protect the village against the M23 rebel that are coming from Rwanda. Politicians and so okay, so now I'm gonna go in the next chapter, in the next paragraph. In the current crisis, on April 2022, study by the African Center for Strategy study noted that the rebel area cover a mining belt containing some of the world's largest reserve of coltan, which is used in the manufacturing of almost all electronic devices. So this is very important. I'm going to repeat this. In the current crisis, the crisis that we are living right now in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the current crisis, on April 2022 study by Africa Center for Strategy Study noted that the rebel area cover a mining belt containing some of the world's largest reserve of coltan, which is used in the manufacture of almost all electronic devices. So you can understand this one here, right? Most of the rebel here, armed group, the M23, they are around a belt of the area that have a very large reserve of coltan. And this is a mineral that is used on every manufacturing industry related to electronics, right? Heavy duty military electronics, aerospace, smartphone, computer. What that mean? There is a big player here. What are the big players? Apple, Microsoft, airport industry, aerospace industry. These are big corporations, and they are impacted the life of a citizen right there in the DRC. They are using Kagame, Paul Kagame, the Rwanda, who's coming. That's why you have more than 22 million of people almost already been killed there. And no one is saying nothing because of the weak government that you have right there in Kinshasa, run by Tshisekedi Felix, a puppet, a son of Tshisekedi. He was himself a puppet of Mobutu. They can eat, they can dance, they can travel. As you can see, Tshisekedi is always wearing very expensive stuff, clothing, very stuff, watch, shoes, suit, driving his most expensive car. An idiot that has become a president. How a country can survive with this kind of people? You understand? This is very, very insane situation. More than 15 kilometers separate the capital Kinshasa from Goma. 1,500 kilometers separate the capital Kinshasa from Goma, the capital of the North Kivu, a distance that can only be bridged by air. In the east, the economic survival of the population depend on Rwanda and Uganda. So there is an absentee of the government, of the central government, in the North Kivu. You understand? It's only by air. How many, you have 1,500 kilometers that separate North Kivu or Goma to Kinshasa. This is showing just there is a lack of, real presence of the government right there. And the whole economy in the area is being run because they are in the border. Kivu, North Kivu, it's in the border of the DRC and Uganda, and DRC and Kenya, and Rwanda. Understand? And Tshisekedi can sleep nicely, and the politician in Kinshasa with a 21,000 salary per month, $21,000 salary every month. They're living life like kings. In the meantime, the people are being killed there. No decision. They just keep getting money from corruption of Rwanda, coming through humanitarian, how they call it, groups or association, Simple call to order. Simple call to order. Simple call to order. As soon as he was elected president of the Democratic Republic of Congo in January 2019, Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo turned the neighbor capital to diffuse bilateral relation. He has concluded an economic cooperation agreement, particularly in the mining sector, with Kigali and Kampala. Contrary in the intended peaceful making effect, These agreements are said to have revived the race for resource and influence between Uganda and Rwanda in the East region. You see, so this is he went to make a deal with Uganda, with Kagame, Kigali, so that they can work together by spoliating natural resources and mineral in the East. At the end, the M23 is still there. So it was a kind of game that he's playing with the life of his own citizen. He want to make a deal with his gods, because his gods here is Kagame and Museveni, Tshisekedi Chilombo Felix, an incompetent guy, you understand? And he must be kicked out of power. The young people have to take the leadership for their country, and the DRC, we encourage them to get into a federal system, like in Nigeria. As you can see, you see the economy in Nigeria, how Nigeria is moving. The country is economically is well, good spot. And in the DRC, there is no conscious politician there, right? And this is a problem. Kigali is suspected to have revived the M23 to torpedo Uganda initiative. Rwanda is at the root of the instability of the Democratic Republic of Congo, thanks to which it can create a mafia-like network for the illicit exploitation of gold, coltan, and other mineral, said Tshisekedi. But Tshisekedi is just saying that because they asked him to say that, so that he can try to go get the support from his people. But now people are getting the right thinking, and we all can understand that Tshisekedi is part of this game. Is part of this game. The game is to cut his country to the section and provide for Uganda and Kigali, the North Kivu area. And the people in the Democratic Republic of Congo, they have got the game that Tshisekedi is playing, and they already know that Tshisekedi will not be a solution, but a real problem to the country, because that guy, like money, he never work, he never study. So he's getting a goal on his hand. Giving him to run the Democratic Republic of Congo is like providing a bread to someone who never worked for it. And that's why you can see that he's expending most of his time inside the airplane, traveling everywhere for futurity, for nothing at the end. In the meantime, his country is in war. They're killing the citizens there. He's always inside the airplane, the expensive Dreamliner, in the hotel, most expensive hotel, where they're ordering expensive food, champagne, you know. They can spend more than $400,000 per night with a whole delegation. This is insane, man. His Rwanda counterpart, Paul Kagame, retorted that the root cause of instability in East Congo is the failure of the Congolese government in terms of security and governance. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why in this article we have said that a giant Republic Democratic of Congo is being bullied by a little Rwanda. To date, the U.S. has gone beyond a simple call to order. Okay, you can understand this, right? This is a joke, right? To date, the U.S. has not gone beyond a simple call to order against Kagame harmful interference. So the United States is not taking any action. No action is being taken against Kagame. Why? Because Kagame is a player of the United States of America. Apple belong to US, Microsoft belong to US, heavy duty aerospace military, belong to US, That's why the US are together with the French. That's why the French had providing with their francophonie to Kagame. You understand what I'm saying? And every time the political leader from the Democratic Republic of Congo, they are going to crying all the time to the people who have put a rope on their neck, which is the US. This is insane. You gotta change, man. Barack Obama say that change you can believe in. You gotta change the partnership. You have to get the courage, the guts to move to another direction. If you are willing to protect your people, you have to choose the right partnership. That's the way it is. Diplomacy is based on interest. It's based on country interests. Diplomacy is not based on emotion. No one will cry for you. No country will like to be beat up for you. Any country will try to rip you apart, to take your natural resources, destroy your people, steal your land. Especially when they find that there is no leadership in that country. That's the way diplomacy is. Diplomacy is not based on emotion. That's why we are calling on the people on the Democratic Republic of Congo, a giant country with a huge population, but they keep crying, complaining all the time that the little Rwanda is doing this, is doing that. They are not able to take a right action. You have to crush Rwanda. That's the way it is. We are in a predation war. People understand only the language of force. Rwanda have killed almost 20 million of your guys. They're still getting rich and the suffering of your people. There is no diplomacy anymore. And Tshisekedi cannot keep providing excuses. He's always outside. The country is on war. Territory have been occupied. And the people in DRC, they keep talking about unity. No. You have to go to the federal, because your center power or your president is part of a deal. The politicians are part of a deal. The people have to get involved to survive, to protect themselves. When there is a lack of security by the central government, the people have to get organized to protect themselves from predator. That's the way it is. Rwanda is seen as a pillar of stability in the Great Lake region and as a reliable partner, which is not the case of the DRC, said European diplomacy. As you can see, Rwanda is a partner, but the DRC is not. You understand? And this is somebody from the diplomatic system is talking about that. And a European guy. I'm gonna repeat it. Rwanda is seen as a pillar of stability in the Great Lake region, and as a reliable partner, which is not the case for the DRC, said European. Rwanda is stealing, and he's a good partner. Rwanda is killing, he is a good partner. But you guys, you own those natural resources, you are not a good partner. Because European countries do not trust you guys, the people of the DRC. You are embedded in money laundering, in corruption, ready to sell the whole country, to sell the people, because you want to take the money by yourself. You do not want to share. This is a problem here. That's why they can come to you, Rwanda. They can allow Rwanda to come your country to kill your people, to steal your natural resources, to take your land, because you are not able to organize and take care of yourself or give a correction to Rwanda. This is a problem, right? The authoritarian of the Rwanda regime, which has satisfied all which has stifling all the democratic life, has been punctuated only by the silence of the greatest power, either our sources. Rwanda this continues to obtain approval from international financial organizations for its reform and exemplary financial discipline in a corrupt region environment. As you can see, Rwanda is still getting a support. IMF, World Bank, all of these clubs that belong to the Western country, they say that Rwanda is a good student, but dealing with corruption, but not the DRC. That's why they cannot provide a sanction to Rwanda. Rwanda can kill, that's okay. Rwanda can steal, that's okay. We have to solve this issue ourselves. We have to destroy Kagame, go to Tugali. If Tshisekedi cannot do that, kick him away. That's the way it is. Its partner also appreciates the attitude of the military. Rwanda is the third largest contributor of peacekeeper in the war. So because of that, Kagame has provided his military between quote within the United Nations peacekeeper, and because of that, Rwanda has been protected. That doesn't make any sense. What kind of peace that the United Nations has provided somewhere in the globe? You understand what I'm saying? We have to solve it ourselves. Tshisekedi is not able to do that. We need matriots to take control. That's not to mention its military or training intervention outside of the UN, in Mozambique, in the Central African Republic, and Benin. These are all areas where the DRC has a poor track record. You understand what I'm saying? So as you can see, people, the problem here in the DRC is a weak leadership. And this is a problem, a weak leadership in the DRC. Tshisekedi is not the man who can do the job. You understand what I'm saying? To do the job, the young people have to take a leadership. They have to put aside all the politicians they have in their country. You cannot count on any politician in the DRC to solve this issue. All of your politicians, they are part of this deal. You can see all of their kids, they are studying overseas. They are here in Canada, in the United States of America, in Europe. They can travel anytime they want. They have sold the country, and you are there, you as a young guy right there in the Democratic Republic of Congo, you are clapping a hand to a politician who is getting thousands of dollars every month. They cannot be able to solve the Rwanda issue. You see, this is the French, yeah? This is Le Monde. Weak Democratic Republic of Congo. This is Le Monde. This is Le Monde. The article title is The Democratic Republic of Congo, Helpless Giant Against Rwanda Interference. The giant who cannot help himself. You have to be ashamed if you are from the Democratic Republic of Congo. You have to ask yourself a question. Why we are so many of us and we are not able to solve a little Rwanda issue? This has become like David and Goliath, huh? So you are Goliath. Rwanda is David. Is David, right? A giant is being bullied by a little Rwanda. Let's solve this, brother and sister. I'm not here to mock you, but I'm here. I'm very upset. I'm very upset to see a giant country like Democratic Republic of Congo being bullied by a little Rwanda. When you compare your president, look at your president Tshisekedi. It's huge, a huge belly, you know, a huge neck, a huge head. He's, you know, a big guy. But look at Kagame. Look at the Rwanda president. Skinny guy, yeah? Like a skeleton. Yeah? You know, he's a it looks like dry. Yeah? And you can't even solve that thing. So, you know, try just to take your president, Tshisekedi, a huge giant man, right? And look at Kagame, skinny guy like that, and this is a huge Tshisekedi. You look at Tshisekedi, that Tshisekedi, your president, a huge like that. Now look at Kagame, you can solve that problem. So you have to think now, huh? A giant country with a powerful quantity, a huge potential for mineral, and you just keep crying every time, complaining. Rwanda, oh, I'm gonna go this, peace talking, signing a contract. You are not able to take the leadership of your own future. Your country does not belong to the United States of America. Your country does not belong to the European. Your country does not belong to Rwanda. You have to solve it by beating up Rwanda correctly, crushing them, so they can understand that they cannot play with a giant man. They cannot play with a giant country. Show them that you are a giant like your president Tshisekedi, with a huge neck, a big head, a big man, you know, and show Rwanda that they are skinny like their president Kagame, you know, like skeleton like Kagame. You understand what I'm saying? Stop complaining from now. Get into action from now. We have provided you so many solutions to end this things, to end Rwanda. If you put 5 million of military there, your country have almost 100 million of population. Just put 9 million of army with a huge heavy guns. Rwanda is finished. You understand what I'm saying? But your leader cannot do that because they are part of a deal. They are against you, against your country. A giant Democratic Republic of Congo, a giant, is being bullied by a little skinny Rwanda. Let's solve it, brother and sister. May God bless you. God bless your DRC and my country, the Congo Federation, the 55th country of Africa. May our ancestors come with us and let's keep fighting. See you. Bye.